Croquet is a sport. I mean, it is like an extended family. We get to catch up occasionally and share stories and help each other become the best that we can be. And it's just the sport is just magnificent to be a part of.
So this is another
So yellow
clearance
being
coming
the
up, do you think?
danger. Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
needs to get rid of that yellow. So he's taking his time a little bit. No, obviously, a couple of those strokes. So he's
Yeah.
just taking his time.
Not quite where he wants them. Okay, so
Things
now
will
we'll see
change.
why
I
it
mean,
was the danger.
yeah.
Oh,
And these hoops aren't easy. I mean, in the conditions with the tight hoops and obviously Gary trying to run and get down to the next hoop and get an advantage.
yeah.
But you're not easy putting them through from that angle and that distance.
That was a very
And
nice
that'll
shot.
give him that'll give him a bit of confidence that he's hit one right in the middle. He'll take that to the next shot and just build himself up for the next stroke.
Unless he's moved away from there, which is more than likely, you would think. Now,
Yes.
look at that. That was the opposite of what he wanted. Red travels for miles and blue stays just not too far off, not in a running position, but not far from the hoop.
So this gives Richard a bit of an opportunity to catch up. Obviously, 2-4 for him at the moment, 2 points behind. So two balls close to the hoop gives him a chance to take control and get closer to Gary.
And just to remind people who may not be familiar with the game, there are 6 hoops on the court, but you go around them twice. So there are 12 hoops in contention. The first to 7, more than half, wins the game, and if there's 6 all at the end, then they play hoop 3 again to resolve the tie. So there's always a result. There's never a draw. You get to 6 all by coming to hoop 12, and someone was in the lead, and someone catches up, and then they both go down to hoop 13 and battle it out there.
Yes, no matter
But
what
the lead
stage it
can
is of the game, you can win.
swing around really quickly.
Positional play plays a really important piece in this games where if you get some good positions and put the pressure on your opponent to hit, the game can change quite quickly. It's just making sure that those positions are taken.
So is this a positional shot here or a clearing shot?
I believe he would have been trying to hit red.
Travelled a bit far for somebody who was trying to sit in front of the hoop. So now yellow is trying to hit blue.
And he's hit it right in the middle. He'd be happy with that. Also giving yellow a hoop running opportunity for later.
He tried. Went on and on. Right up to the other end. Did it go through? Ah,
It must have. So
It must
I didn't
have.
quite catch
Can we
that.
see that
A
again?
magnificent shot.
I thought it was just a part. It just went past. It must have hardly touched the sides. Can we see that in slow mo from the moment it just to take it from the boundary to the hoop? Perhaps because neither of us picked that up at all. It just shows how difficult it is to. Yes, there we are. Do you see the deflection as it got to the hoop? Yes,
Oh,
no
yes,
doubt
you'll
at
remember
all.
that one.
He'll have that
And these
picture to
little
look
moments,
at.
yes, little game changer perhaps gets him back in
Yeah.
3-4.
It, you could see how it straightened up as it came out of the hoop, couldn't you? It just caught the one leg and straightened and went right down to the boundary. Oh, well, that was pleasing. But on the other hand, now we have red right in front and possibly hidden from blue.
He's
It's a
shaping it
beautiful
up. It looks
shot
like
by
we've got a crack at it.
beautiful shot. I won the red. I don't think he can see it. Oh, he can.
There you go. He even got the yellow ball in the same shot.
That's not what you planned for, is it? Do you think he planned for that?
Oh, you take it. You
If
take it every time.
you take it, but would you plan for it? Would you say, I think I just did it on its
No,
side so I can get rid of
he'd
yellow
be,
at the same time? I don't think so. Surely not.
no, he'd be happy that he hit the red.
He'd be happy that he hit the red and the yellow is just a beautiful bonus.
And that's a nice shot from Gary, right in the guts, and staying close
Yeah.
to the hoops. So he's fighting back at this one.
Well, he's ahead. They've both got quite a bit of confidence, really. They've both won all their games.
Yeah.
I think Gary's going to go for this hoop.
Yes, we may not get in front again with the two balls where they are. He's going to have to hit them a few times. So no harm in having a crack.
Except that blue might have a crack as well.
Looks like he's aiming for the hoop. This will make it 4-all if he makes it.
Go, Richard. Oh,
He's hit the yellow.
maybe that's what he was aiming for. It didn't look as if that was what he was aiming for.
Well, you can see the turn on that court. Very unlucky.
Oh, yes.
He's hit it in the right spot.
Yeah. Gary, he followed the ball with his hand, didn't he? He said, that's not where that ball was headed. It just, as it slowed down, it curved on that dint in the court. It's quite a long distance. It's further than it looks, and it must be a couple of yards. Refused.
Gary just having a look where the red can hit the black.
You just have to say, need to come through.
So yellow to play next, but he's just playing in the head.
You hope so. Sometimes it happens that people do that, and then they actually hit the ball, and you think, oops, no, that was the other ball's turn.
So in this situation, if red can hit black, yellow would take a hoop running position, and then red would hit black next. If red can't hit black, he needs to get rid of black at this point. So it looks like he's lining it up.
Yeah. Yes, it does. And he's
just
missed.
Unfortunate. This will give Richard a huge advantage, having the two balls in hoop running positions once he gets the other one down. Again, he's checking red to just see what's going on.
Because the hoop will straighten up the position of red as well. It will send it sideways of black, you would think. It won't go through on the angle that it is on the other side. It will go through more straighter. You
It's
can't
interesting
rely
because
on
if
it
red
coming
can hit,
through.
no, if red can hit black and hit at all distance, he's got a good option to hit red and leave black in the hoop running position. If red can't hit black, well, then you'd put the two loaded up. And he's probably even looking at yellow and blocking yellow from hitting black.
But yeah, black plays before yellow.
Yeah. If red can't, yeah. Well, we'll find out. There we go.
Aha. So they're almost touching, but not quite. So we have a referee position here. Or are they touching? Can we get closer than this, I wonder? Can we see whether those balls are touching? Not quite, I'd say not quite. Just that little bit of air in between them. It's quite dangerous for him to do a shot on red because red is, he could so easily send red into the hoop. With your association background, Greg, what would you suggest here?
Yes, if they're not touching, is this fraught with danger. Yellow's the next ball to attack. So whether we want to protect our own or red to just block it up, it just depends whether red's a hoop maker. So he's trying to protect the blue from being hit with yellow, and then blue was going to hit red in the next turn. But it looks like yellow's got a shot on blue.
It does. Ah. I don't think we got up to 3-5. I think we're only on 3-4.
Yes, we haven't made that many. So you might even be looking at an in-off here, hitting the red and into the hoop. He's
Nah, he
obviously looked at
was. He was. He did
it.
that little bounce that means, no, no, not what I
Yes.
meant.
We all do that. So Gary coming in a bit deep. He doesn't want black to just smash him away. And I tell you, he's got his sights on that blue ball for the next time.
So he's hoping that if yellow hits it, it will hit it into black and stop. Oh, it's very, very tactical now.
Beautifully done. Red being the
That
next
was
ball to
nice.
play.
Yeah. And blue is advanced towards the next hoop as well. Supposing that black can run the hoop this time. Oh, no, it hasn't. It's gone right down the other end of the court. I'm quite disoriented. It's gone towards hoop 7. What a shot. Ah, the big crowd should be in there applauding that one.
It's just another day for Gary. He does it so often.
Almost. So he's going to take you. Black, do you think? Because black's in jumping distance if he doesn't quite go through.
Yeah.
He's going for the hoop. So he has to go through it because, well, then red could clear black. So no. He kind of, he thrust at that, really. It wasn't his usual beautiful swing.
Yes, he would normally have them for breakfast. But, obviously, as we said before, the conditions, the hoops are not easy here at Carnley today. So it's
No, Canley has. I think they've got really tight hoops going. I'm not sure whether they've tightened them up in advance of uh, the Macrob, but I think they are pretty tight today. There've been quite a lot of hoop refusals. Oh yeah. Oh, it's hidden from red. Got to hit black.
a nice
It
shot.
hit black. So impressive.
So with black next to play and yellow in hoop position, he might have a bit of a double with yellow in the hoop, or he might just concentrate on hitting that yellow in the middle. There's no doubt Gary will go for it. So again, taking his time, just making sure he's got his routine right and giving himself the maximum chance of execution.
But did not do it on that occasion.
Nicely done. A bit more follow through, and he's just made sure of it. The blue next to play, Gary holding the lead. And this is where this positional play, is, as we said before, is important. If he can get it right in front of the next hoop, then Gary's forced to hit. So if he doesn't get in front of the hoop, well, then Gary will just follow him. So needs to put the pressure on him. And that's pulled up nicely.
So that's 5-3 to Gary.
Looking to protect the blue ball, because there's no doubt that Gary will be looking to play yellow and trying to hit his blue ball. So he's just lined it up so yellow can't hit it. Let's see how he goes. Not a bad attempt. Also getting the hoop running position. And it has done its job. So the black ball being moved, leaving the blue to have a crack at the hoop. So Gary would have been aiming for blue or a bombard.
Yeah.
This nice one
Yeah.
for Richard to get another point on the board. Couldn't actually see it. It looks like he's going for his clip. So that's a lovely hoop. Red
Yeah, he's
first
put his
ball
clip
to
in,
the
so
next hoop. Yep.
it's 4-5. There it is, close to the hoop.
And we were expecting a close match, given how well these players have played during the day. This will probably need a referee if he has to do it that way. He's just checking for his next turn. And the reason for that is whether he takes position or actually shoots for the ball. With the blue ball is not going to do any good for him. Looks like he's winding up. He's had a go. Just a little wide. Gary happy just to take the position and control the hoop. It'll be interesting to see how far we can get this blue ball up.
He's
Not
not
an easy
marking
shot.
it. It's quite easy to do a fault on this.
Okay, clean stroke. Got a bit of distance. Gary now with an opportunity to get another point.
Which
Well
he's done. Takes him to 6-4, and the next hoop is potentially game.
Richard making sure that he's got a hoop runner in front. Gary taking no time to try and put a blocker into the hoop. Blue could actually protect black from red or just get into another hoop running position blocking yellow. So he's got a couple of options. He's just checking the red out just to get that line. But really important for Richard to give himself maximum chance at this hoop, being 6-4 down. So now opting to hit yellow, which is I think is probably the better move. If he can lurk near the hoop after hitting yellow and have two in front.
Oh, well done.
Hit that nicely. With black being the hoop runner, he's also done extremely well to get rid of it. So black to come back. He may even look at trying to nudge the blue ball so it's in a hoop runner position, but he'd be happy to get it in front of the hoop at this stage.
Yeah, I thought that blue was by way of blocking yellow on the hoop.
He's nearly got it.
I think blue is currently making it quite difficult for yellow to sit in the jaws, I think. They're both in a jawsing position rather than a hoop running position. Oh, he's going to do a jump.
It's interesting.
Here's a challenging option. Jump blue and go through to win the game. Wow, look at this. Can we go behind the hoop so we can see the ball coming? This we won't be able to see here. Oh, I don't think he ran.
Unfortunate.
He went past a bit quickly. He hit yellow on the way. He hit yellow quite a long distance. No, yellow he hit blue on the way, of course, and yellow has just travelled on, and blue he's hit, and blue has come back. Possibly even wide from red. What do you think?
Yes, I was looking at that, and that's what he's checking out. Because if he can't hit it with red, he's going to have to hit it with yellow. He must have a piece of it. Nicely done. And hitting the black.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that was a
beautifully
hoop.
done. Just a,
That
just a
was
nice
lovely.
speed. I mean, he was either going to run it or stick it in the jaws, but he's hit that beautifully.
Has the referee still got, somebody still got the clip from before? I don't suppose it matters. We all know this was 5-6, but still.
Yes. So Richard needing the next hoop to stay in the match. He'll be pretty confident after that last stroke, and just making sure the blue does its job here could change this match.
Mm. Oh, very exciting.
I'd say black
Oh,
has
you'd
a
have to
hit
say
on
yellow is
yellow.
in the commanding position.
Yes. So hopefully black is open to it to get it out of there.
Looks very difficult. Yeah, pig.
Yes, and the peg was a bit in the way. So yellow with an
Oh dear, what a
opportunity to finish the game.
what a wonderful game. But I don't think yellow can because it's hampered by red.
So just securing it. Hopefully yellow is actually blocking blue from hitting the red as well. That would be a bonus. But a
Those
nice executed shot, and Rich has got a long shot here to get back into this match. So no harm in having a go.
no, bad luck.
And just unfortunate between the red and the hoop. And through we go. Well done, Gary.
Oh, that was a great game. That was a very good game.
Yes, tactically, both players were aggressive. They had a go at the hoops, even though the hoops were so tight, it didn't put them off. Um, Missed a few little shots here and there, but overall, well done, both of you.
Yes, very well played.
So that makes the draw a bit
Now
more
I had,
interesting. Gary now
yeah,
undefeated.
we should have a look at the Croquet scores and see what's happening on Croquet scores. Of course, that game won't be reflected yet, but we can imagine it into the into the results. Could we have Croquet scores, please?
And there we go with I'd say Gary now going to 5 wins with no losses. Richard now 4 wins with 1 loss, and then Shane and Darren hot on the heels of chasing them. Mind you, the standard of
Good.
play when you look at Owen and Talon and Leicester and John Vandertel, they can do some few
Mm,
upsets here. So
mm.
it would be rare for anyone to go through undefeated with a talent like that, and particularly on their home lawns with Owen and Darren and Leicester and John. Anything could happen from here.
That's
But
absolutely
the
right.
current Australian champ is he's on fire. He's doing extremely well. He's won many titles in the last couple of years. Will it be another one?
Yeah. So I think they may have another game for us. We might put this down and perhaps have a look at the interview we did with Owen Edwards, which is the who is the, what do we say, who's the person after whom this cup was named. He's going to be here tomorrow. He's going to watch some of the play. He'll be presenting the silver cup to the winner. But he talked with us earlier this year about his career in croquet and his thoughts on the future of croquet. Could we show that, do you think? And I will check what else we might be watching.
My name's Owen Edwards, and I belong to Ivanhoe Park and to Kew Croquet Clubs. My wife and I were walking in the park at Ivanhoe. We saw croquet being played. We were fascinated by it. The coach came out. She was a charming lady, Robbie, and we went in, had a few little hits, but my wife and I went back the following Saturday, and the rest is history. I think that was probably about 40 years ago. Yes, well, there's been a slight decline in participation in association croquet, but there's been a dramatic increase in golf croquet. And we've also seen the introduction of gate ball, which is dramatic in Asia, millions playing there. We've also seen a number of games of variations in association, particularly Ricochet, which is probably the most popular game in Queensland. But the game, all told, is growing gradually, nicely. Well, as a player and as a referee, I've got two loves. And as a player, I won the Australian Championships in golf croquet 3 times. And as a referee, I've refereed or been in charge of referees in several world championships. Well, I would have preferred to see achieved a greater growth than we've experienced. And as such, I was involved with the VCA and the ACA in promotion activities, and we ran numerous exhibitions in the exhibition building and at Jeff's shed and places like that to make the public more aware of the game. It's been a very slow process in that regard. The thing that worries me a little bit is that there are several variations being played of association croquet, ricochet, cue croquet, and a few others. And I don't think it's a good idea to go too far away from the main game because that's what it really is, and it's the test of skill that is so enjoyable. It's made me enjoy getting out and getting my vitamin D ration, because vitamin D is caused by getting some sunlight on your body. And I enjoy the outdoor environment. I think more than anything it's been the refereeing side, even though I've enjoyed the playing side more than the refereeing side. But it's attitude that is important, and the whole idea of croquet is that it's played by people who have good manners, and I like demonstrating as a referee good manners rather than being dictatorial, and I think that that's a change in society that can benefit us all. My top tip for a player: well, firstly, one should make sure that they've got a decent mallet, and whatever money you spend on a mallet, it really doesn't matter, they last forever. And whereas when I used to play squash and tennis, I'd break them regularly. As a matter of fact, I think I almost went broke playing squash, because when you smack your racket against the wall, that's another $150 gone. But croquet, you can just have one mallet and it will last you forever. Another top tip: yes, there are occasions where I've surprised myself and I've learnt about myself, because being in uncomfortable positions, facing being knocked out of the event, something seems to get hold of me and I become a different person. Not in a nasty way, but in an internal way where I feel that I have to do better. I have to rise above my normal mediocre sense. And I've had some success in channeling that. On 3 occasions, I found myself running behind, and it looked as though it was all over, but something seemed to overcome me, and within my body, within my brain, something arose and made me determined to play better, and strangely I succeeded. And nobody was more surprised than me, but it was determination not to be, not to lose.
And welcome back, viewers, to this match here. Gary Phipps go out to play John Vandertouw, 2 of Australia's top players in the country. So we will be treated to some magnificent play. The interview that we just saw with Owen was just magnificent. He is a true legend of the game, a true gentleman. I do take my hat off to Owen with basically what he's achieved, not just on the court and off the court. I remember playing Owen many years ago in Brisbane. He was representing Victoria, and he was the #1 player in the country for golf. Kevy Beard was also in the Victorian team, #2 in the country. And it was just an absolute privilege and delight to play him. He would encourage you while you're on the court. And as he mentioned in his interview, manners and determination. That's probably what I remember most about Owen on the court: the determination never to give up, um, and virtually, when he was on the court, he still had a chance to win. But he was infectious. He actually had um, his support and his coaching and mentoring. He's well respected throughout the croquet community, because he's done it for such a long time. Being in charge of the refereeing is not an easy job. There are so many rules in croquet; it's not funny. And to make it easier for others, he did that very well. Uh, but to have him as your referee, he was my referee many times in Australian Opens, and just made that experience so much better. So I'm delighted that this event's been named after him in his honour, and it's going to be a real privilege to see Owen tomorrow in our coverage.
Yes, I have very warm thoughts of Owen. He's been enormously helpful to me and my family in our croquet. Very encouraging to me as a referee, very encouraging to my son as an association player. I remember a time when my son Josh and his friend wanted to play croquet. Their court was closed. They asked Owen if they could play at Ivanhoe. That was locked. There was nobody there. It was pouring with rain. Owen said, "You want to go and play?" And Josh said, "Yes, please." And Owen said, "You mad bastards." And he got up and went out in the pouring rain and unlocked the court for them, and they did their practice. He was incredibly kind and generous and helpful. And I think he's done that for so many people. He's been a wonderful role model. So here we have a game between John van der Touw and Gary Phipps, who has just come off a win. Gary is undoubtedly ranked number one in this competition.
Yes, John being no stranger, he's also won a number of Australian titles over the years, represented Australia in Johannesburg in the World Teams event, where we had the privilege of playing with John over there. And he's so reliable when, if you go back the years when he played for Australia, um, just a great member of the team, very good doubles player. And as I say, you could rely on him to hit those critical and difficult strokes. Always surprised you with, he was a little bit unpredictable and still is, and hopefully he'll demonstrate some of this to us today. But if there's a tough shot, he's one that'll pull it off.